So, I think we're the 29th of September 2016, and today is a nice day because I'm getting help from my friend George and another friend of him, and we're trying to set up the power supply in my car, in my camper van, which is just behind. So that's what the Volkswagen engine stuff looks like. There's the battery here, and we're gonna try to pull this wire, red wire, onto there. We're very glad because we found this hole here to be able to pull the wire from the battery, from the first battery to the second one. So we're very glad we found a way to pull the wire up to the second battery, which is a special battery. It's a deep cycle battery, which is very important because it's a different type of battery which allows you to charge your stuff using this device, which is called a power inverter, which basically come into a regular power supplies. Actually, what this does is that it transforms the 12 volt from the battery into I don't know if it's 120 or 240 regular plugs. So the little trick to doing this in a safer way is using this device in between, which is called an isolator, which basically what it does is that the first battery goes in there, then this goes to the second battery, and this device prevents the first battery to get too low, so that you wouldn't be able to start the car, which is kind of annoying. So this device, this little device, prevents this. And so I don't want to get too technical, but basically what I did is that we just find a way to put the earth for the two negative cables up to this metal piece, which is actually it's ground earth, so it's linked to the chassis. So it's for the negative wires, negative leads. So I got these wires for 50 bucks, and these are amazingly strong wires. This is 100 amps. This can handle 100 amps of power supply. So this is very important, because if the wires can't handle too much power coming from the alternator of the car, the worst thing that can happen is that these cables will burn and set the car on fire. So that's very important that these wires have to be able to handle a very large amount of power. So strong wires, this is safe, this is important. And then that's pretty much it. Once we have wired the first battery in front to the second one, I would just have to plug the power inverter, and then that's it. I'm gonna have power because when I'm gonna be driving, when the first battery is gonna be charged, the isolator is gonna power the second battery to charge it. And as this is a deep cycle battery, this is discharging very slow. It's very, like, you know, it's discharging very regularly in time. Also, maybe the last thing I didn't say is that this is not a regular power inverter. This is a special one. It's called pure sine wave, which basically means that the electrical wave is very clean. You know, the sinusoidal wave is very clean. This is important since I would like to charge my laptop, for example. You know, like sensitive devices like these laptops really need a pure sine. It's much more suitable for this kind of devices. So that's it. Basically now it's just a whole lot of brainstorming to be able to find out how to set these wires not too much visible. You know, we had to find some place to go back to the earth, and and then it's just a work of drilling, setup, screws and everything else. So as I told you, this setup would allow me to be able to charge my laptop and my phones and many kind of devices, but I also might be able to plug this little Waco fridge. Well, actually it's not a fridge, it's more like a cooler. So that's a tiny one, that's 14 liter, but there's some kind of space here. It's nice. I got this one on Gumtree for $100, which is a very nice price. So yeah, that's a cooler, keeps your food cool down, so that's very convenient. It's very tiny, very light. And so what makes me even more happy with this setup is that in the end I've saved a lot of money, really a lot of money, because the first quote I got from an auto electrician was around 1,000, more than 1,000 to get all this done, which is a lot of money. So in the end I only had for $300. I'm so glad. Basically this is the only thing I bought new because it was good price. It was $200 for this power inverter. This was just $3. It's nothing. Then I had so much chance. I found this battery, which is a huge one actually. It's a 120 amps hour, which is huge. And I got this. This cost like $300 new, and I got it for $50 on Gumtree. Can you believe it? I don't. $50 on Gumtree, and the guy was kind enough to give me this isolator, which is really nice. It's so nice. And then finally I bought these two wires, these two leads from electrical store, you know, made for cars, which is called J-Car Auto Electrics, and has only cost me like $50. I can't wait to get this done because I've been waiting to be able to do this. I've been looking, you know, for finding the stuff and figure out how to do it for like 2 weeks. So I think my friends have gone. I think my friends have come back. Hello! It's for French television. So, how are you, George, today?
Oh, bien.
Meet Nicky. This guy is very clever. That's what George told me.
Try not to do it there, but you haven't got a 10mm spinner.
It's getting down. Look at this. This is beautiful. Whoa. Well done. And that's it. Second battery. We got the isolator there. Power inverter, 1300 watt. And yeah, doesn't look too much fancy for the moment, but at least it's working.